Welcome to Wiki Bros. I'm Justin,
This is Kyle.
and this is a show with a couple of guys exploring various Wikipedia articles. So today I thought we would do one on some animal trials.
I remember seeing one in particular about this pop up on a news feed I had one time as like a comical news article, but it was about a pig. Apparently, like back in the late 1300s, early 1400s, it was like really common for them to just kind of walk around.
Right.
And there was a family who left a 3-month old baby inside their house, and one of these pigs. And I remember the article stated out because I was a little confused. Stated that the family was out having some leisure time while the baby was inside the house, and this pig went in and literally ate the baby and killed the baby. And then they put the pig on trial and dressed it up in like human clothing and had like a full
Well,
trial
did
for it.
they dress it up? Because I saw part of that before.
I
I
don't know.
thought
Some of it, some of it, they go so far as to say that it was they put it in human clothing. Other ones said that they put it in like a burlap sack bag or something like that. You don't know because like I remember seeing an
so.
artistic drawing of it. It was supposed to be like a rendering of the event, and you don't know if they like maybe they drew it in clothing to make it more comical.
Right,
I don't know.
right,
Who
right, right.
knows?
And it was so long ago.
Yeah, I mean, but there is a record of them hanging the pig publicly during this time. And this was in France, is where this occurred at.
Yeah, there's a pretty decent amount across Europe of these animal trials. I mean, all the way, like basically from the 13th century to the 18th century.
I would hope that by now we wouldn't still be hanging animals, but
Yeah.
the owners should be responsible, right?
Well, I mean, that's pretty much what happens now, right?
Yeah, I mean, unless it's a wild animal, but even then, it's not like we go and have a trial
But
for the wolf or
we
a bear.
don't have trials, but we do kill
Execute them.
animals.
This is true. We do execute
So,
them, especially if they're violent.
right. So, yeah, I had another one where there was a pig on trial in 1266.
Oh, let's even further back.
Yeah, it was over in Europe too, and that had something to do with man. I think it was the pig murdered a kid as well.
Okay.
So
It seemed like this was a common thing. Like they were just, and I'm assuming that these were like wild boars and not just like common pigs at the time, maybe.
right, yeah, I really don't know, but that would be my guess. But on the one that you're talking about, it kind of sounded like it was like a regular livestock pig that.
Well, from what it sounded like, they just, even if it was livestock, they were just letting them run around free. So and it was apparently it was like a problem back then. It was like something that was extremely common, but was a constant nuisance because they would get into things, they would attack people. Um, and I don't, like I said, I don't know if they were, more on the wild boar side or if they were
Right.
mixed breeds. Who knows?
Uh, so this talks about them, the animals. They had trials generally for killing humans,
Okay.
but also it could be property damage.
Okay.
And said that they were arrested and they'd go through trial, and it could be in a basically like a church court system, or
Okay.
it could be a regular, secular court.
The
Uh,
even then though, like even with the stupidity of it, like how is the animal supposed to defend itself legally?
I
Like, did they assign it a defense attorney?
well, okay, so in the church courts, they would.
Really?
Uh,
Wow.
yes,
Okay.
but not in the secular courts. But I guess in that time, they didn't really have attorneys for the people, at that time either. Like a
Right.
regular person, they didn't get attorneys either. It was just you present your own case type of thing.
I remember another article I read that was I don't know if it was specifically related to this, but I remember there was an issue. It was about lawyers in this time frame too, and they were trying to get like additional cases for basically for experience to defend. So, like their new lawyers, they would stick them on these animal cases so they could defend the
It's
animals.
fair.
Like, so I mean, you're not really risking anybody's life, right? So it's like I believe that was what the basis of the article was. They would stick them on these animal trials to basically just give them like courtroom trial experience because they would get up there and try to bring in witnesses and testimonies and stuff. So I mean, if you use it from that aspect, it could be kind of entertaining. But
Well, this says that basically when they would put these pigs, right? Because it's happened. I think pigs had the most amount of trials of any animal.
huh.
Uh,
Was that like I said before? Was that just due to the number that were running around?
I would
Maybe.
assume. Yep.
Okay.
But it said that basically the animal might suffer the death penalty, right? But it's also not just that animal that would be on trial. It could also have accomplices. So
Like a group of pigs.
yeah. So okay. So in 1379, there were two herds of pigs that that rioted, right, and expressed the approval of infanticide
Oh, okay.
committed by other pigs. Said although the pigs found guilty of homicide were sentenced to execution, thanks to the request of the owner of the two herds to the Duke of Burgundy, the animals accused of complicity were pardoned.
Okay.
So, they didn't all get
They
executed.
got probation, basically.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I guess what I'm getting at though is in this case, they're not just wild hogs.
Yeah, it
They,
sounds like they're
yeah,
just.
because it's and the owner of them, right? So
I mean, it'd be like any other farm animal.
that
Though, like you can still have like violent farm. Like I grew up on a farm, so it's like you could have goats that had a very mean disposition. I've been around some angry hogs, and especially bulls. I mean,
yeah, there is. I mean, in these animal trials, besides pigs, there were donkeys, horses, cows, bulls, mules, all these animals. Okay, and I'm going to bring up a specific case here.
okay,
There was a rooster put on trial.
a rooster for what?
Mhm.
Did it
Um,
crow too early?
It, it was in 1474,
Okay.
and it was put on trial for the heinous and unnatural crime of laying an egg.
So it was a hen, not a rooster.
Oh, it was a rooster.
Uh,
It laid an egg.
I mean, maybe was it like a hermaphrodite rooster?
I don't think that would even work. It's
There had to be something going on there. Like the rooster
yeah,
just can't pop out an egg.
I'm pretty sure a rooster sat on an egg that a hen already laid.
Oh, that would even make it okay. Well, I thought like maybe they witnessed this happen.
Maybe they did. Maybe they.
No, given what you've told me so far, it's probably likely the rooster was literally just sitting down on the egg and then stood up, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, he laid an egg."
Right. But the townspeople, they were concerned that it was a spawn of Satan.
Oh yeah, I mean that's exactly where you have to go to like immediately.
They believed that when this egg hatched, it would be like a dragon.
Oh, so they thought
Yeah.
the rooster was a dragon then?
Basically, they think. I mean, they thought it was satanic anyway.
Interesting.
It is kind of interesting how much throughout history, like trials have come down to what people believe to be satanic.
Well, yeah, and I know you and I discussed this, prior to today, but like even like the Salem witch trials and everything,
Right.
like that was a
Yes.
huge ordeal, many years apart. I mean, there have been religion plays and just fear plays a huge part in trials and a lot of these. And on a lot of you look back at the times and you're like, okay, that's now we view that as just
Crazy.
insanity.
But
I'm sure we could find relatable incidents that people still to this day freak out
But
about that we don't think
the
are
thing
relevant.
is you still have to this day we have wars being fought
Right?
or skirmishes even because of religion.
No, true. I mean, that is
So-
literally one of the largest causes of war, right? I
Right.
mean, it's a belief system, but that and
I don't think that there's so many people believing that roosters are the spawn of Satan.
that is kind of a stretch. I mean,
But-
had it been like, man, I don't even know. I always thought like they viewed the goats as like the devil at the time. That was like a big thing there. It was always like the goat
Really?
was because because their eyes, they have like
The
the weird eyes. They, like
I
if you ever
love 'em.
see like,
I
oh,
love the goat eyes. They're like
but
square.
like the one, the Rams with the horns, they always view them as like they were saying they were like a symbol of Satan for some odd reason. It was like the eyes of Satan. I don't know.
Mm,
This is, was it 1400? So we're talking like medieval times
right.
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yep. That's fun. So there's also a more recent one.
wait. I didn't get details on the rooster. Did they kill the rooster?
I don't know,
No.
but I assume.
I mean, everything ends in death, right?
Right. I mean, why would you not kill the spawn of Satan?
This is true. It's true.
So more recently, though, there was in 2004. I'm gonna
Wait.
pronounce-
Like in this generation, 2004?
Katya the bear, maybe.
Wait. Where's this at?
Kazakhstan.
Oh, okay.
Why do I have to do this every time?
You always have trouble with the stands.
It's but this is one that I know, and I just can't.
That sounded pretty good. Kazakhstan?
Kazakhstan.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you. So this was 2004, and this bear, a brown bear, right?
Okay.
And it mauled two people in separate incidences.
So it did what a bear usually does?
Yeah, that's right. And they held it in prison.
Hold on. Was this a wild bear or a zoo bear?
I don't know for sure, but it's got a name.
Oh.
So
This could have even been like
maybe
a circus bear.
it
I mean, legit.
could have been. I'm guessing that they gave it the name after the fact.
Okay.
Purely a guess. I'm assuming it's a random bear that got loose from captivity. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe you can look it up.
Not a lot of detail behind it.
No, all I know is that it was held in prison, and
Wait.
yes, in prison.
So they put it back in the zoo? Is that basically what they did?
I don't know. It says that it was held in prison, so I'm picturing an actual prison with people in it because this has happened with other animals.
That's so stupid.
Like with some of these pigs, right? In the past, they were held in jail right next to humans.
Did they put it in solitary confinement? I wouldn't want to be
your
it's
cellmate.
I was like,
Son of a bitch. Damn it. I got stuck with the bear.
look at this guy? No.
But yeah, it was held in prison, and after serving a 15-year sentence, then they
Kept in jail for 15 years?
15 years this bear was in prison.
Oh my God.
So now it's released. Maybe I should look it up and find out if it's still alive. I mean, it's only been like 3 years since it's been released.
So let me get this straight. In Kazakhstan, you can murder two people
Yes,
and only get 15 years.
if you're a bear.
Seems kind of prejudiced.
Well, I mean,
What do the people get?
I don't know. I'm sure they get death. They have to get death.
Right. Why wouldn't you kill the bear?
It's a stand. You got to get death in a stand.
No. Mention the fact that I don't know how their government system works in that area, but like taxpayers would be angry.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to pay for a bear to get kept in confinement for 15 years.
Well, maybe, but maybe the appeal process would be more expensive.
Well, that's a possibility.
How
about you just deport the bear?
Well, it says it said though now that it's released, it's socializing well with other bears.
Oh.
So that leads me to believe, right, that it wasn't just thrown in a zoo. It's probably in a zoo now,
Right.
but it wasn't around. It had to have just been locked up in solitary confinement for 15 years.
I don't even know what the lifespan of a bear is. What, 30 years maybe?
I don't know. But so I got another one here that's more recent.
Okay.
This was in 2015. This one was not the animal on trial, though. It was the animal was suing the person.
There has to be some kind of wildlife organization involved in this.
Oh, PETA's there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that
PETA's
makes
there.
sense.
They're suing the person on behalf of the monkey.
Was this for abuse, neglect?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. some of that I see validity to, depending on how it was actually taken care of. And I'm not like a huge supporter of PETA or anything, but like you see, like when I was a kid, we used to go down to these trade shows down in Brazil, Indiana.
Okay.
And I'd go down there with my dad, and it was basically like a giant flea market. Um, but there was a guy down there that at the time brought in all these exotic animals, and I'm not talking just like birds and monkeys and stuff. This man had tigers,
And bears?
lions. I don't think he ever had a bear. I don't think he ever had a bear, but he did have lions and tigers, leopards. But a lot of them were like babies. He was selling them as babies because I remember I sat there and played with a baby lion for like 2.5 hours.
That makes sense.
Right? Like as a kid, and kind of concerned about my dad too. He just like let me sit there and hang out with a lion for like 2 hours. Good parenting, Dad. But he was over there talking to some guy, but it was literally like playing with a kitten. They had him declawed already,
Yeah,
like as a
sure.
kitten, but like, and he was super tame. But they're selling these to people, which is great when they're little kittens. But then,
Can
hey,
you
when they
buy
grow up,
them?
the lions, no, they actually have laws, they're like strict
Yeah.
laws against it now. I mean, well, you saw the
Yeah,
whole
but
Tiger King
No,
crap.
I didn't. I
Oh,
didn't. No.
don't save
no,
yourself
no,
a headache. Don't
I
watch it.
started watching one episode with my wife, and that's enough for me.
Yeah, that's probably all you
And
need
it
to
was
see.
all that. What was it? Didn't they do something? Wasn't there like something on TikTok then where they were using some sound related to what's the chick's name? The evil chick in that show or whatever.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
Man, it doesn't really
It's
matter.
been like 2 years since I've seen it.
But no, I didn't watch that. But I just assumed that you have to have special permits and everything. And I mean,
And you
It's a
should.
state by state basis
Well,
on most of those laws with animals, like exotic animals.
Well, because the only place that you can do anything like once they get to that size is to give them to a zoo, right? Like you can't set them free in the wild for one.
Right. I set a guinea pig free once.
But I feel like it died.
No, I set it free.
To where? Your animal decision making is, speaking of the dead rooster earlier.
So anyway,
No. Like, I feel like we need to go back to this again.
I also had so here's another instance of this animal issue I had.
Okay.
Billy had a cat years ago.
Okay.
I would say 2005. It's going to be my guess.
Okay.
Because we were either not married or early on in our marriage. Anyway, she was getting rid of this cat. I hated the cat. I don't like cats. I mean, I like him.
I'm not a
like
fan, yeah.
I like somebody else's cat. I don't want a cat in my house.
I like outside cats.
Yeah.
I think they're great to keep around, to keep mice and things away. But like in the house, I
No.
don't care. The hair bothers me. They're
the
always on stuff,
smell
knocking
of
over
it.
stuff.
That's
My daughter's
disgusting.
got a cat, and it's just,
Yeah.
it's the devil. Like
It's
it's not the rooster you got to worry about. It's the cats,
That's
man.
right.
They are
Yes.
just little jerks.
Yes.
That thing will look at me and just knock something off, like knock a glass off the counter, and just if a cat could laugh, it would every single time
Yes.
at me.
Her cat, she was giving to a coworker of mine,
Okay.
and I was going to work, so I got this cat and I put it in the car with me.
I'm assuming the cat hadn't been in a car before.
Nope.
Did it attack you, or did it turn your
Oh.
car up?
It attacked the shit out of me, and so I had the windows down on my car. That was a mistake.
Did you murder this cat?
I basically no, I didn't really. What happened was, as soon as I left the house, I was crossing the river bridge,
Okay.
and this thing was like flipping out, and I was able to hold it down the whole time up until the point where I'd crossed this bridge. Now, I was on the other side of the bridge, so I wasn't directly above the river or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but it got loose and it jumped out the window. And
Hold on. Let's be clear, okay? I want to. This is your time to open up, okay? Did the cat actually
no,
jump
it,
out, or
it
did you
actually
help
did.
it out the window?
It actually jumped out the window. I mean, I had no reason to. I was already taking it. It wasn't like
Oh,
I had
it
to
was
keep
going
this.
away.
Yes.
Okay.
but she's convinced that I.
You understand? Hold on. You understand that they have like specific carriers for cats, right? Like in your car.
Okay, I was like 20 and poor,
All right,
so
fair enough. So
I had a hand that worked to hold this cat
gotcha.
down.
Okay, makes sense.
So,
Makes sense. I mean, and
uh,
I've taken plenty of animals for a ride, dogs and cats
I bet
alike,
you
and never
have.
had a look chicken murderer. Okay, let's keep this off me right now. But like I've never had an issue with one freaking out. Although I have seen some dogs just lose their mind in a car before.
Right.
I remember there was a friend of mine. I ran into him on the road down by my parents' house, and he had this little 4-cylinder car he was driving around, and he thought it'd be a good idea to take his brand new pit bull for a ride in the car. The dog was going so insane in the car. I pulled up on him, and the car was out in the field. The dog like got up in his face, was like just going nuts, like scratched at the door, trying to like get out, and
Oh,
like
that's weird.
yeah.
Like on a puppy?
No, well, I mean, it was a full grown dog.
Oh, it was just new to him.
It was just new to him,
Okay.
and the dog had either never been in a car or just did not handle car rides at all, and was having like an anxiety attack, and so it like tore the whole inside of the car up, like ripped the seats, chewed on one of the door handles, like you could see where it had been like scratching at the door, and
Man,
like it finally jumped
rough.
at him, and he yanked over to the side of the road and wound up in it like outside in the cornfield.
Mm. Yep, that's rough.
So-
Well, anyway, back to this monkey.
Okay, wait,
Uh,
monkey? I thought we were on a.
no, we were talking about PETA suing this guy with the
Oh,
monkey.
with the monkey. Okay,
And the judge ended up dismissing this case, ruling the monkey did not have legal standing.
okay.
So it said PETA appealed the ruling, and the appeal was rejected in 2018.
Hmm.
So good.
All right. Well.
But this isn't the only instance of a monkey. We got a monkey on the other side of this.
Now, is this recent or
No.
a long time ago?
No, this is during the Napoleonic Wars.
Oh, okay.
So this is over in England, and a French ship wrecks in the storm. Okay,
Okay.
it's so stupid. the
Now I'm excited.
The only survivor from the ship was a monkey, allegedly dressed in a French army uniform to provide amusement for the crew.
Okay.
But now this is in this time, and we kind of touched on this in the past. Right now, if we didn't have the technology that we have now, if we didn't have internet and there weren't magazines, like National Geographics and stuff like that.
Right.
Okay. There's no zoos to go to see a monkey. So if I have never seen a monkey, and now I see a monkey dressed in a Frenchman's uniform, and I'm going to assume that this is some kind of crazy little human.
You would think the monkey's
It's
a
some
human.
kind of weird
Do you
looking
think they've
little
like
human.
mutated a Frenchman? Is that what you're getting
yes, yes.
at? This is like a French
It's a little French.
little person.
A little Frenchman.
Okay.
And that's what they thought, apparently. Because
So let's just be clear here. Okay.
Yes.
So say a creature were to come up to you dressed as a person.
right now, if an alien comes down,
Okay.
and I've never seen an alien before,
Right.
so if there's an alien that looks like a weird little human,
Okay.
and he's dressed as a Frenchman,
I mean,
I'm going to be like, that's a weird little Frenchman.
wouldn't you try to talk to the alien?
Yeah, but if the alien can't understand me or talk back, which was the case of this monkey.
I feel like it's an unfair treatment of the monkey. Like, first off, they're English, so they
Yeah, they're
most
not even
likely
speaking
don't
the
understand
right
French to
language.
begin with,
I
right?
agree.
I mean, did they expect the monkey to be like, "Je m'appelle Monkey"? That's my French.
Okay.
That's all. That's literally all I know. It's my name is Monkey. I don't even think monkey is actually the correct
I
way
would
to.
hope
say that in
that
French.
that's not the way you say monkey in French.
I don't know.
Well, what the heck is Jean Bapel, y'all?
I told
Like-
you I literally only know
Okay.
Je m'appelle. That's out of like my 7th grade French class that I took. That's the only thing I remember. I can't even remember how to count.
So these people, they are asking this monkey, on the beach, they're asking him questions, and since he's not answering them, they had a little impromptu trial right there.
I don't
And
think this counts as a trial.
oh yeah, it counts.
You're on the beach. This feels like a round of questioning by an execution because I
Uh,
know they killed this monkey, right?
oh, they killed it. Absolutely. Yep.
That poor monkey.
Yeah.
Where was PETA then, man? Come on.
Yeah, they hanged the monkey.
Was this a chimpanzee?
No, I don't think so.
Or like a
Just
little monkey? I
just
mean-
my guess is it's a little monkey. All I have is that it's a monkey.
I mean, they would
So
it was wearing one of their uniforms, so it had to be like a decent sized monkey.
Not necessarily.
Would they get like a mini uniform?
I mean, why
Like
not,
the capuchin ones are like
Yeah.
they're like the size of a small dog.
dude? Yeah, that's what I'm picturing.
No, I
I
think
may be wrong.
I think it's an orang or a chimpanzee.
You'd think
Has to
that
be.
it would, yeah, but you would think it would be. I don't know. I would think if it was like a chimp, they would say it's a chimp in the story, right? They wouldn't just say monkey. They would say it's a chimpanzee
I mean-
or it's an orangutan.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
you're,
they
you're,
would
talk,
get into
you're talking to something that
specifics a
happened.
little
You're talking
more.
to something that happened in the French wars. It's like I really doubt that they are keeping good records of. I mean, it's amazing that the fact that they even have the fact that they murdered a
That they-
monkey on the
that
beach
they-
to begin with.
they
We had a
hanged this monkey.
trial. That wasn't a trial. There was no judge.
Yeah. Well, that poor monkey was guilty.
Poor guy.
So it's dead.
His secrets will never be told.
Yeah. So
Any other crazy ones you got?
I've got one more.
Okay.
This also happens to be in France,
Okay.
1750. Jacques Ferleron. How you like that?
That's pretty good.
Okay.
You've been practicing.
He was put on trial along with a female donkey.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't know
Yes.
if we need to go into this one.
Yes.
So he was
yes.
having a
Yes, he was.
consensual relationship with the donkey,
Actually,
or non-consensual.
they were placed on trial.
Both of them.
Yes, the
Oh,
man
okay.
and the man and the donkey.
Okay, so this was a okay. Let's clarify. I hate the fact that I have to even go into this detail on this. Is this a male donkey or a female?
No,
donkey?
it's a female.
Okay,
Yep.
okay,
Yep.
okay. Well, that reduce. I mean,
Yeah, so now that's one way. It's one way.
all right. So maybe it wasn't consensual.
It was not. That's what they found. Yes, they found this in court.
I mean,
Uh,
the fact that this is in
so
court
it said that
to begin with.
generally, when there is an animal on trial, most of the time the animal is sentenced to death.
Okay.
But this time, the donkey was acquitted.
I mean, yeah.
Court decided that the animal was a victim and had not participated in her, of her own free will.
Makes sense.
Yes, it absolutely
Makes
makes
absolute
sense.
sense.
So
That's because a sick guy. Like, you're disgusting, man.
said a document dated the 19th of September, 1750, was submitted to the court on behalf of the donkey that attested to the virtuous nature of the animal. Signed by the parish priest and other principal residents of the commune, it proclaimed that they were willing to bear witness that she is in word and deed and in all her habits of life a most honest creature. So good for the donkey.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I mean, can you imagine getting raped by the owner
By
and
the
then getting put to
Frenchman.
death, like for nothing that you did?
yes. So, it's, I mean, there's other instances. There's a ton of, I guess, animal trials out there. They have other ones where they've basically tried taking insects to court.
For what?
Well, I'm assuming this is
Wait,
basically
wait. What's the bee movie?
Yeah.
Didn't they like take some? Didn't the bees take somebody to court in the bee
For
movie?
the honey.
Yeah, for the honey thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe that was what that was made off of. Is these-
Yeah. This was basically, though, like from what I'm gathering out of it is kind of like they were trying to get rid of the insects and maybe their means of getting rid of them aren't allowed by law, like say certain pesticide type of things.
Right.
But they're taking these insects to court.
How big of it? I mean, that's ridiculous in
Yeah.
itself. But how that is like a major issue anymore, especially with you know, the different areas introducing like different species into areas that they're not supposed to be into. I mean, we've dealt with that here at even the Midwest. It's like certain bugs being brought in, and they're like, oh well, this bug's overrunning this area, so we're going to bring in birds to specifically kill this bug, and then the bird causes a
Oh,
problem, and it's like there's always chain reactions from
so
these things.
check this out.
Okay.
Recently, like real recently, somewhere, and I cannot for the life of me remember where it happened at, where it started at. But anyway, somebody has basically um, worked with this mosquito,
Okay.
and they've produced these mosquitoes that. How's it work? Gosh, it's been so long since I've read this. Basically, it's somehow or another it's going to kill off all the mosquitoes. It won't allow them to repopulate.
Really? So like no more mosquitoes ever.
Well, they're trying it, but in all of the small tests that they have done on it, it's worked.
Okay.
So they've released them in different areas. But I mean, it's not a
I mean,
matter of it's not for the purpose of just because it's annoying getting bit by a mosquito. But we're talking like in Africa, right, where they're
West Nile and things of that
you've
nature.
got all of that stuff going on.
You know,
and
the
spread of disease through mosquitoes.
the problem with that though, and just kind of like what we were talking about with the bugs versus the birds is like, say they do this, okay, and say they get rid of all the mosquitoes.
Then we're gonna
There has to be some long-term effect of that in the chain there. Like
I'll take my chances. Get rid of the
I mean,
mosquitoes.
if I was gonna get rid of anything, it would definitely be mosquitoes. I
So-
would probably pick to get rid of them over most of the gnats. I really hate gnats.
I don't care about those so much, but the mosquitoes. This year, I got my yard sprayed for mosquitoes.
Okay,
Man, it was amazing.
really?
It was amazing.
Well, they used to drive around trucks and
They
and
used
fog everybody.
Yeah, but I got Terminix to come out and spray the yard, and they would do it once a month. Dude, I didn't have mosquitoes at all.
Huh.
It was such a nice, pleasant summer.
Well, if they could do that with mosquitoes, they should do it with like bed bugs and fleas too. Like
Well-
just eradicate them.
Oh, you mean okay, yeah,
'Cause,
all
like,
together.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I
if
think you
they're-
got to start somewhere,
that's true.
So-
Might as well. Hopefully, these don't like mutate into super mosquitoes now.
right? Isn't that what? Wasn't there something like that with the bees? I thought they had some kind of weird issue with some sort of killer bee thing.
Oh, that was right after COVID. Like,
it?
I remember
thought
it was
earlier than that.
well, I don't know. It was brought back as like a thing at the end of COVID, and it was like they'd only lasted for a couple of months. People were like talking about these like they're like the murder bee or something. It was on the news, and then just like monkeypox, it just kind of dried
Yeah,
up.
but was that a thing that was like engineered? Or
I don't
not?
remember. I thought
Maybe it wasn't.
I thought the murder bee wasn't. I thought it was just like from some
Oh,
other country that
yeah,
got brought
that
over
might have
here.
been it. And it was just killing our bees, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
yeah.
that's the honeybee situation's a
right.
whole issue in
Yeah.
itself.
So,
But,
yeah, but anyway, so that's what I've got on these animal trials.
okay.
So,
No, that was a little entertaining. I mean, it's odd to see, in that time frame, but it's like, superstition played a role in a lot of that, I'm sure, but at least
yeah.
with some of the earlier cases. I don't know about the whole pig situation, but
Hmm.
I would hopefully, they gave the meat to the family after they killed the pigs.
I mean,
Be like the least you could do, right? Like
I-
you killed your infant, but maybe you shouldn't have left your infant inside at 3 months
I'm
old.
guessing
by itself.
not.
No.
I would say my guess is they would have burned the meat. That would be my guess. But who
Possible.
knows? Yeah. So, anyway, you got anything else on these animals?
No, we talked about the pig thing. That was the biggest one that I'd read that was different. Yeah, I mean these days, other than seeing, you don't really see a lot of this anymore. I mean, it's like what we've talked about. It's wild animals experiencing things like this where they're attacking,
And then we
people,
just kill
and we
them.
just shoot them. Like
Yeah.
there's not a trial about
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
I'm sure there's like some, they probably meet more than what the monkey got. before he got executed. But yeah, usually it's the owner's responsible for the care of the animal, which it should be. You're taking a wild animal and trying to domesticate it, and then it has a problem. It is your responsibility. So
Yep.
is what it is.
Well, I think maybe if I can dig up some information, I'd like to get. We were talking about these Salem witch trials.
Yeah.
I know that there were the Salem witch trials. That's what we think of when we think of the witch trials, right? Because it was kind of like the biggest one.
Well, I mean, and that's even like what they taught in school too,
Right,
right? Like
but-
I remember going through like a 2-week period where we studied and read books on these Salem witch trials when I was in
But
middle
that's
school.
not. I mean, by the time the Salem witch trials started, Europe had been doing these trials for
Okay.
for years, and I think by the time it started over here, really they were like, okay, this is stupid, and they're done with it, right?
Well, I mean, look at the travel time though. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, no,
you're
I
getting,
get it.
it's just like anything now.
But then even in the colonies, it didn't start in Salem. That's just the biggest one,
Okay.
right?
So basically, just what got the most notoriety.
Right. So, but interesting stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe if I can dig up some information on that, maybe we can get on one of those in the next couple weeks. Anyway,
Yeah,
That
that'd
might
be fun.
So, but we'll be back. We'll be back at the end of the week for another newscast, I think.
Yeah, sounds good. Some
All right.
interesting things have been popping up in the news.
So be sure to follow us, subscribe on YouTube, TikTok, anywhere you get your podcast from. Hit the like button, leave a rating, tell a friend. And remember, Wikipedia runs on donations. So would you consider giving them a couple of bucks? For Wiki Bros, I'm Justin,
This is Kyle.
and we'll see you soon.